Hi, friends. How are you? I wanted to take a few minutes just to talk to you about your writing project. So, we are thinking about writing stories again, and we know that stories are all around us. We can tell just about anything on paper. So, yesterday you read The Birthday Surprise. I was thinking about that, and I thought, I'm going to tell you a story about something that happens on my birthday. So I'm going to tell you first, and then I'll show you how I put that on paper. So every year, Brian and TJ bake me a cake. They bake me a special cake because I eat gluten-free foods. I think you remember that I have an allergy. So it's usually very special and it's extra yummy. So they bake me a cake, and it is my favorite one. I love chocolate with vanilla frosting. And then we all, after dinner, have a slice of cake together. So that's kind of like a tradition now in my house. Let me show you how I'm going to write that in my story. So I have some of the story paper that we used in the classroom, but remember, you can use whatever paper you have at home. Construction paper, plain white paper, lined paper, and you can just staple it into a book. I really think that's important that you staple your pages together and you turn it like a book because we're telling a story like an actual book. So here is what I've done so far. It says, every year on my birthday, Brian and TJ bake me a special treat. They make me chocolate cake with vanilla frosting. We all enjoy it together. And you'll see I have a speech bubble there that says, thank you. And a thought bubble. What am I thinking? I am thinking, this looks so yummy. Because I'm feeling really excited. So I sent to you today a checklist that will help you with thinking about, did you include all the parts that are important when telling a story? So this says my writing checklist. Let's check my work. So I drew a picture. I have my pictures drawn. I wrote labels. I think you can see that I did include labels in my picture. I have the oven, the cake in the oven, and I kind of made these lines here, kind of to show you that you can imagine what a chocolate cake baking in the oven smells like. I labeled who the people are in my story. The characters in my story are Brian and TJ, right? So here's TJ and here's Brian. I just labeled their first initial. So yes, I have labels. I colored my picture and added more. I have not colored my picture. So I'm going to decide how I'm going to do that. I think I'll probably use some colored pencils, which I do have here at home, and some markers. You decide how you want to color your pictures. I wrote about my pictures. I did do that. I drew my pictures. So I made my plan to tell my story across the pages. You can use your fingers, right, to tell your story across the pages. And then I drew my pictures and I went back and did the writing. So I did do that. I wrote about my picture. I read my writing to myself. I did. I went back. I wanted to make sure it makes sense. If you need some help with that, please ask someone at home to help you out. And it says that the last one here says, I read my writing to my partner. Now, we don't have our writing partners, but you do have someone at home you can read your story to. It could be a little brother or sister. It could be your dog or a stuffed animal. Or maybe even if you were on a FaceTime with a grandparent or cousin, you could share your story that way. So I have some more work to do. I need to finish my coloring. And what do we always say? When we think we're done, we've actually just begun. I think I can add more to this. I want to tell you as much as I can about my special birthday treat every year. So I'll be thinking about that, how I can add more. And when I see you on Wednesday, I will have my writing with me, just like you'll have your writing, and we can compare and talk and help each other out and give each other ideas on how we can add more. So just as a little review, if you are just starting, I want you to think of something that you're excited to tell us about. Then I want you to plan your story. So we always want to think about a beginning, middle, and end. That kind of helps us, and you can plan it that way and think of it as your pages. So the first page is your beginning, your second page is the middle, and then you can kind of wrap it up at the end. Now you can always add more pages for sure. Once you do that, then you want to start your drawings. Get your ideas on the paper, start your labels, and then you can go back and do your writing. If you need some help at home, I want you to ask. Remember, you're really thinking about stretching your sounds to write your words. This is your work. You're your own writing boss, okay? So I want you to make this your own. And I want you to be thinking about the spelling, thinking about a good sentence, starting with an uppercase, spaces between words, and punctuation at the end. So I know that's a lot to think about. I just did a lot of talking. So if you need to, you can go back, rewatch little parts of this. And if you have any questions while you are working, please send me an email and I'll be sure to get right back to you, okay? All right, happy writing. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.